Don't just allow life to happen to you. Get in there, participate, move some things around, because you have to be an active participant in your life. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lovener, and this is a space for inspired living where we'll talk about wealth, wellness, and wholeness. All the tools you'll need to create a life you love. In this episode, we're going to focus on wellness. It is one of the 3 pillars of my passions for wealth, wellness, and wholeness. And I think it's probably one of the most misunderstood concepts. Wealth, as we know, is about abundant living, and wholeness, as we understand, is about empowered living. When we talk about wellness, however, it has a variety of meanings. It's about self-care. It's about mental and emotional stability. It's about harmony and peace and balance in life. And I think that this is an important thing for us to understand so that we can live life holistically, so that we can live our lives to the fullest potential possible, and so that we can enjoy being alive and getting all the living that we can out of our lives. So let's go ahead and talk about it. There are 7 key points I want to talk about when it comes to wellness. And specifically, this episode is inspired by the recent tragic demise of NBA superstar Kobe Bryant. Now, this incident hit me specifically a bit hard because I'm a mom, and just as a human being, it was just a very tragic event for everyone involved, all the families and all the children that were lost. And it's also a very sobering reality. It helps us to remember that life is fleeting. You just never know from one day to the next, from one moment to the next, what is going to happen. And so it's important for us to be very intentional about living our lives to the fullest. And this is what this whole movement is about for me. It's about honing in on all my desires and all my hopes and all my dreams, and having you do the same as you take this journey with me, to just tap into all the areas of your life and figure out what makes you happy, what makes you tick, what gives you purpose, and what makes you want to wake up every day and live. So let's talk about wellness. It's so easy for us to take life for granted because we go to bed each night and then we wake up every day and just kind of repeat that cycle, expecting almost that tomorrow is promised to us. But the reality of life is that tomorrow is not promised. The next moment is not promised. And so it's imperative that we are able to just live as much as possible and do all the things that we can for as long as we can, in all the ways that we can, to ensure that we're leaving this world better than we found it. And a lot of going into, whether it be entrepreneurship or pursuing goals or just reaching for things that you desire, is to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And that's what wellness is about. It's about ensuring that you are factoring your well-being, your mental, emotional, and physical health into the equation, and ensuring that you are able to present your best possible self to the world, and that you're always striving towards the best version of yourself. The first point I want to make is that tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So whatever it is that you have in your mind that you want to do, now is the time. Do it now. Take time to figure out what your priorities in life are, what your goals in life are, what your dreams are, and make an effort to pursue those. It's really important to prioritize what's important. I think a lot of times we get so caught up in the things that we have to do and the places that we have to be that we leave the things behind that are really important. We don't make time for our families. We don't make time for our spouses. We don't make time for ourselves. And it's so important that we're able to understand what is really important at the end of the day. A good paycheck is wonderful. A fulfilling career and job is great. I know that I also desire those things. But it's really important to make sure that you're paying attention to your children and your family and your relationships. Make sure that you're not living in just one segment of your life. We are multifaceted people and we have various segments of our lives. So in order for us to really experience true joy and happiness, it's important that we're able to compartmentalize at times, take time for our families, take time for our children, take time for our spouses, take time for our friends, and take time for all the relationships in our lives to make sure that we're sowing into those so that we're not just making withdrawals, but we're also making deposits into the things that really do matter and the things that hold us together at the end of the day. Just take time to sow into all the areas of your life and don't leave yourself off of that list. Always remember to take some time for yourself, and that may look different for everyone. It may be taking a bubble bath. It may be taking a walk. It may be getting some exercise, reading a book, hanging out with old friends or making new friends, getting into a venture that interests you and that sparks the joy and excitement inside of you. It's very important that you're able to take time for yourself as well. The second thing is to get real about where you are in your life and where you want to go. Starting from a point of reality is always a positive. I think a lot of times we tend to idealize our situation, or we tend to ignore the parts that we don't like, because a lot of us have this like avoidance thing. If I don't look at it, if I tell myself it's not there, it's gonna go away. Unfortunately, that's not how life works. There are certain things that just need to be addressed. There are certain things that just need to be put on the table. And I'm a big believer in putting it on the table so that we can address it, we can deal with it, we can hash it out, do whatever needs to be done, and we can move on. I think it is necessary for us to be able to look at our lives, take inventory, and really be honest about what is serving us and what is not serving us, and really being intentional about what we're gonna let go and what we're gonna hold on to, because we need to know what our starting point is and we need to have an understanding of where we're trying to go. Getting real about where you are is about being purposeful in the way that you live and making sure that you're setting goals, that you are casting a vision for your life. Create a vision for your life. What do you want your family to look like? What do you want your finances to look like? What do you want your relationship to look like? It's an intentional activity. Don't just allow life to happen to you. Get in there, participate, move some things around, shake some things up, and make it work for you and let it go in the direction that you want it to go. Because you have to be an active participant in your life in order for it to be able to be that dream or for that vision that you have for your life to be realized. I think it's so important for us to be able to actively participate, engage, and create and design our lives to become what we want it to be, and not just sit back and let life happen to us and then we're just like not pleased with the results, or we have questions and concerns. We want to make sure that we are definitely taking advantage of the time that we have here. So create a vision for your life, a plan, and then figure out how you're going to make those things happen. And when you do this, it gives your days purpose. It gives your life a purposefulness that helps to get you out of bed in the morning. Because if you have a goal, then you know what you're working for. You know what you're living for. You know what you're moving towards. It basically just gives you a reason to keep going. Number 3 is stop living for the weekend. That's whack. Seriously. No matter where you are, even if it's a job that you hate, even if it's a situation that you don't want to be in, there is a lesson to be learned. The best way to work through circumstances that you don't care for, that you don't desire, that you don't want to be in, is to glean from that circumstance or that situation the lesson that you can learn, as much knowledge as you can pull, so that that can equip you for the next stage in your journey. It is so important that no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're doing, you still give it your best. You still show up at 100% or more and do your very best for whoever you're working for, because you can build that relationship. You can learn so many things from that situation that is going to help you in your future. So one way to stop living for the weekend is to be present in wherever you are, whatever job, whatever position, whatever situation you are in. Be present there and take what you can from it. Try to get as much as you can from the situation that you're in, so that it's not just a nuisance, or it's not just something that you're doing for the sake of just getting a little extra cash or for the sake of having something to do. Just put some purpose. Put some purpose into whatever it is that you're doing, and it will make it a lot more fulfilling. It will make it a lot more enjoyable, and it'll give it a lot more meaning for your life. And if that meaning is not for the present tense, the future is open to you, and the lesson that you take from this current situation, you can always take into future endeavors. When I talk about wellness, one of the most crucial aspects of this for me is self-care, taking care of your mental, emotional, and physical state, taking care of that space in your life and making sure that you have the right people around you, making sure that you are entering into the right relationships, and that you are making the right decisions for your life, or the best decisions at the time for your life. I think it's really important to surround yourself with people who believe in you and who want to help you to become the best possible version of yourself. And a lot of times, the people that we have in our lives, whether they be friends, associates, family sometimes, may not be the best people for us. And we have to learn how to create those boundaries with those relationships and make room for the things that serve us, that are going to elevate us, that are going to make us better people, that are going to get us to where we're trying to go, that are going to support our dreams and our goals and support us in becoming the very, very best version of ourselves. So be very intentional about protecting your emotional space, about protecting your physical space and your mental space, because that is going to shape all the other areas of your life. That is going to shape a lot of the decisions that you're making and a lot of the feelings that you engage. And when you have clutter there, or you have just negativity there, it holds you back from reaching your full potential. It stifles you from pursuing your dreams because it's damaging. So we want to be very intentional about our mental, emotional, and physical state. Having the right people around you is not just about people that are going to always tell you what you want to hear. It's also about people who are going to call you out when you're wrong, who are going to check you on things that are not right, decisions that you're making, or just activities that you're involved in that are not good for you. Those are the people who care enough about you becoming the best possible version of yourself, because they see your potential, they want to see you grow, they want to see you elevate, they want to see you get to that next level, that they're going to be able to call you out and help you get it right. It's so important that you don't just have people around you that are just going to agree with whatever you say, that are just yes people, that just kind of want to be in your space because of what you have or to be associated with you, but also people that are going to be able to be like, nah, that's not a good decision, or let's explore that a little bit more and figure out why you're making that decision, and let me help you figure it out. Let me help you get it right. These are the people that support your dreams, and they believe in you where you are, and they believe in you where you can be. They believe in the possibility of you improving and growing and becoming all the things that you desire to be and getting to that place that you desire to get to. Those are the people that are your cheering section when you're winning. And those are the people that are comforting you when you've made a mistake or when you have failed or fallen somehow. They are the ones that help put you back together when you can't put yourself together, and they hold you up when you are about to break down. Having people like that is so important to your success. And if you don't have people like that, learn to be that for yourself. You want good people around you. You want people who are for you, who want you to win, who want you to be best, who want you to get to where you're trying to go, and who believe genuinely in who you are and in your ability to be better and greater and more. The fifth area of wholeness that I want to talk about is letting the past go. And that doesn't mean that you're ignoring your experiences or that you're denying your history. It's really about making sure that you are able to move on from whatever happened to you. Whatever happened to you is over, and you have learned the lesson. You have gleaned whatever you needed to glean from that. If it's something that you need to work through, if it's a trauma of some kind that affects your choices, really confront that and figure that thing out and give yourself the freedom to move forward in your life and to get to where you are going, and stop holding on to things that you cannot change. So maybe some things in your life or in your past didn't work out like you thought it would or like you wanted it to. It may have been a relationship. It may have been a business venture. It may have been a friendship. It may have been a job, or just whatever experience that you've had that just didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to. A lot of times our intentions and the effect of our choices, our words, our decisions just completely flip on us, and things work out completely different, or they come across completely different than we intended. But it is what it is. When it comes to letting the past go, probably the biggest struggle for any human being is forgiveness. This is something that people have done all kinds of studies on and research on and be talking about until the day we die. Forgiveness is hard because we're human and we hurt. The things that people have done to us, the things that we have even done to ourselves, situations that we have been in, can be so painful that they affect our lives for years to come. But I think forgiveness is so important in helping us to move forward in life and to free ourselves of the anger and the resentment and the pain that comes with that. I don't believe that forgiveness means forgetting. And this is a constant debate that may be different depending on who you ask. I personally don't believe that forgiveness necessarily means forgetting. I think it means accepting that something happened and understanding that you're not able to change it, and making a decision about how you're going to move forward, but not letting that thing hold you hostage, whatever it is. Just getting what you can get from the situation, or removing it from your life, or just deciding to go in a different direction. But forgiveness overall is going to set you free. I have learned that in my life. I've harbored things that people have done to me, situations that I've been in, or lies told on me, or just things that I felt were unfair, situations I was in that I didn't create for myself, and just all kinds of like resentment and pain and regret and anger. But I cannot move forward until I let that go. That baggage is not going to serve you wherever you're going. You can't take that with you. So I think we have to learn how to forgive others, and especially forgive ourselves so that we can move forward with our lives. Number 6 is take on new challenges and new experiences. No matter what you do in life, it's really important for you to stretch yourself, Go beyond what you think your limits are. Go beyond what is comfortable for you so that you can learn more, so that you can achieve more, so that you can bring more value to whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be a volunteer position, whether it be a professional position. Stretching yourself, taking on new challenges, learning something new, getting better than wherever you are right now is crucial to enlarging your territory into expanding and growing as a person. So be open to new experiences and new challenges because they will teach you things about yourself that you may not have even known was there. And that's super important in helping you to figure out your passions and figure out your talents. So always try to stretch yourself and go a little further than you've gone before. Taking on new challenges and new experiences also means exposing yourself to different experiences, different cultures, different ways of thinking, different points of view, because that will help you to see the world more clearly and to also have a better understanding of yourself and your values and what causes you to make the decisions that you make and what causes others to make the decisions that they make. I think sometimes we can keep ourselves in a box because it's comfortable, but I think it's really important to get to know other people who are different than you, get to know other cultures, understand their perspective and their way of life. And that oftentimes gives you a greater appreciation for your life, for your circumstances, and a better understanding of your vision, whatever that is that you're trying to develop, and ideas and plans that you want to make for yourself. So it's really important to open your mind and open your heart to new experiences and new ways of being so that you're not just boxed into just what you know. This can come from reading, traveling, talking to strangers, meeting new people, and just trying different things that you wouldn't have tried before. And that is going to be super helpful in just culturing you and helping you to be able to interact with different kinds of people from different walks of life. Number 7, when it comes to wellness, is live your best life. And I know we hear this phrase over and over. It sounds so cliche, but it's really true. Live your best life. Wherever you are, whatever your circumstances, whatever your resources are, do the best that you can with what you have until you can do better. Your best life doesn't have to look like someone else's life. It doesn't have to look like anything that you've seen before. It's about fulfillment for you and joy in your personal space and discovering yourself, getting to know who you are, getting to know what drives you, what brings out the joy in you, what fulfills you on every level, and just discovering yourself, the world around you, and the space that you're in. It's about being authentic and opening up your heart and your mind to new experiences and new people and gravitating to the things that bring you true joy and fulfillment. So no matter where you are in your journey, no matter where you are in your life and your circumstance, live your best life. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that some of these tips will be helpful in your own life. Please like this video, subscribe while you're here, share with your friends, and we'll see you next time. Remember, life is a precious gift, and while you have the time and the space, make the best of it. Create a life you love.